Do you need any help, love? Jungkook said, making another attempt to talk to you after he already failed 10 times. And once again, he got no response from you. You were walking around the house doing errands more than usual. It was the perfect way to show him that you are mad when you were ignoring him while staying near, so he will remember it. He said and came behind you. Okay, then at least tell me what you are cooking for dinner. I'm so hungry and I need something made with your hands. You ignored him as if he's invisible and started to do dusting. Jungkook said you have been giving him silent treatment for almost 24 hours now, and he was losing his mind. It all started with an argument last night about his late night Mafia meetings and your concerns about his safety. He knew you were right, but his stubborn pride got in the way and now he was paying the price. And today when he came back from work, he realized that you were still not talking to him and ignored him in the morning as well. Now he's trying to get your attention, following you around the kitchen, living room, everywhere you go, trying to make you talk to him. But when that didn't work out, he started narrating your every move in an announcer's move. No one could ever believe that Mafia has to do such things to keep their most favorite person happy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Wine is putting away the dishes with unmatched precision. Look at this technique. Your lips twitched but you refused to give in. You walked to the living room and started dusting. Now we see her in her natural habitat, dusting like a pro. Will she notice the annoying man behind her? Stay tuned. You bit your lip to keep from smiling and moved to the bedroom, shutting the door firmly behind you. Jungkook sighed and leaned against the door frame, feeling more desperate by the minute. Wine, that's enough, love. Let's not continue this. I'm sorry. He didn't get any response. Oh, come on. You can't stop talking to me just because of that silly argument. I already said sorry. You opened the door because you can't hear him pleading, but you still didn't talk to him and walked back in the living room while he followed. Wine. He grabbed your hand and came closer, making you look at him. You need to leave my hand, Jungkook. You said in a cold tone, and he doesn't want to make the matter worse, so he let go of your hand. Wine, please talk to me. That's enough. It doesn't look good. Don't be childish for such a silly matter. I told you I'll be careful. You scoffed and looked at him. Silly matter? You're really impossible, Jungkook. I don't think you even need to talk to me. Just go and focus on your work, which is your everything. You walked away while he followed. Okay, I'm sorry. I get it that I went a little harsh last night, but now I'm saying sorry. You can ignore it this time. You remained silent. He came near. Wyan, I'm really sorry. I hate it when you are mad at me. I miss your voice, your smile. Please just say anything. Before you could respond, his phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen, seeing it was an urgent call from work. He looked at you, who gave him a look of disbelief. With a heavy sigh, he answered the call because it was important. This better be important. He growled into the phone while you shot him a look of disbelief, crossing your arms as you watched him transform from a pleading husband into the commanding Mafia boss. He listened to the other side of the phone and his jaws tightened. I see. Handle it quietly. I don't want any unnecessary attention. Keep it clean and make sure there are no loose ends. You arched an eyebrow. You don't know what he was talking about, but sometimes you really wonder what he actually does. Sometimes his words don't get in your head. I don't care how you do it, just make sure it's done and that I'm not disturbed for the rest of the evening, understand? He hung up and turned towards you as his eyes again softened. I'm sorry about that, love. It was work, but I don't want to leave you alone right now. Can we please finish our conversation? I don't remember starting a conversation with you. And he walked away from there while he sighed. He followed you, his footsteps echoing in the quiet apartment. I know I haven't been there for you like I should. Work has been overwhelming, but I don't want to leave things like this between us. You stopped in your tracks and finally turned to face him, your eyes flashing with hurt. You always say that, Jungkook, but then it happens again. I feel like I'm not a priority in your life. Jungkook sighed heavily, his gaze was pleading. You know that. You're everything to me and I hate myself for making you feel this way. You crossed your arms defensively while tears filled in your eyes. It's not just about saying sorry, Jungkook. It's about showing me that I matter. He nodded, taking a step closer to you. I promise to do better. Please, give me a chance to prove it to you. You shook your head. Frustration was visible in your tone. I need more than promises, Jungkook. I need actions. His hand brushed against your cheek. I love you more than anything. Let me make this right. Torn between your anger and love for him, you sighed, feeling the walls you had built around your heart starting to crumble. You make it so hard to stay mad at you. A small smile tugged at his lips, relief washing over him. Good, because I can't stand it when you are mad at me. You sighed, glaring at him. You're impossible, you know that. He nodded with a hint of amusement. I do, but you love me anyway. Rolling your eyes playfully, you admitted. Unfortunately. Jungkook grinned, pulling you into his arms. Fortunately for me, though. You freed yourself from his embrace, making him look at you confused. But it's not going to be easy this time, Mr. Jungkook. This time you are dealing with the real Vian and not your wife who just melts by your words. You walked away, controlling your smile, while a playful smile appeared on Jungkook's face. So that's the case. You wanna play, sweetheart? He walked behind you. You stormed into the bathroom, slamming the door behind you. Unbelievable. You muttered angrily, turning on the shower full blast. Steam quickly filled the small space as you stepped under the warm water, letting it soothe your frustration. Meanwhile, Jungkook stood outside the door, his pulse quickening with determination. He could still hear your angry muttering over the rush of water. With a deep breath, he stripped off his clothes and quietly opened the bathroom door. You didn't notice him until you felt a strong arm wrapped around your waist. You gasped in surprise as Jungkook pulled you back against his chest, both of you now soaked under the water. Jungkook, what are you doing? You said, feeling a thrill run through you at his unexpected touch. He held you firmly, his voice was husky with desire as he pressed his lips against your ear, trying to get you to talk to me. He murmured, his breath hot against your skin. I can't stand it when you are mad at me. Your breath hitched and you found yourself getting weaker by his touch. You could have just knocked. You managed to tease while your heart racing. He nuzzled his nose against your neck while his hands exploring your body with gentle urgency. I needed to do something to get your attention, he admitted while his touch was igniting a fire between you. You sighed, feeling the tension melt away under his skilled caresses. Well, you definitely succeeded. Ryan, I'm really sorry, he whispered while his lips trailing kisses along your jawline. I hate when we fight like this. Turning in his arms, you faced him, the water continuing to drench both of you. I hate it too. You confessed softly, your fingers tangling in his wet hair as you pulled him closer. Intense shower reunion, you and Jungkook step out wrapped in towels, feeling lighter and closer than before. Jungkook couldn't resist teasing you as you both dried off. So, was that my punishment for making you mad? He teased, flashing a mischievous grin while you rolled your eyes playfully. Maybe it was my way of reminding you who's in charge around here. He chuckled, pulling you into a playful hug. Got it, boss. I'll remember that next time. As you finished drying off, Jungkook decided to continue the playful banter as he loves teasing you. You know you are lucky I'm such a smooth talker, otherwise I might have ended up sleeping on the couch tonight. You looked at him. Oh please, you couldn't survive a night without me. He pretended to about this for a moment, his expression mock serious. True, I would probably get lost in our own apartment without you guiding me. You laughed, hitting him gently with the towel. You're hopeless. Jungkook grinned, pressing a quick kiss to your forehead. Hopelessly in love with you, though. The sincerity in his voice softened your heart and you smiled warmly at him. I love you too, even when you drive me crazy, you said with a pout. Especially when I drive you crazy, he said, kissing your pouted lips. As you both get dressed, the tension from earlier completely dissolved, replaced with an easy comfort and affection. Jungkook wrapped his arms around you from behind, resting his chin on your shoulder. Remind me again why we argue like this, he whispered while his voice filled with genuine curiosity. You leaned back against him, enjoying the closeness. Because we are both stubborn and passionate, but in the end we always find our way back to each other. He nodded, pressing a soft kiss to your cheek. True, and because making up is always the best part, you chuckled and turned in his arms. Agreed. You both kissed again and then went to sleep. The next morning, the sun streamed through the kitchen windows as you and Jungkook were enjoying a rare lazy day together. True to his words, Jungkook had decided to take the day off. You were sitting on the kitchen counter eating strawberries that he had cut earlier and watch him cook. He was surprisingly handsome, even in an apron. He wore it over his plain white t-shirt, which hugged his frame perfectly. His hair was slightly messy, giving him a casual yet attractive look. You know, I never thought I would see the day when John Jungkook, the Mafia boss, would be flipping pancakes. You teased him with a playful smile. He smirked, expertly flipping a pancake in the air. I aim to surprise love, plus it's nice to have a normal day once in a while. So finally you've realized it. Good. He chuckled softly and turned towards you before picking a strawberry and feeding you. I'm always in love with you, my wifey. He leaned in and was about to kiss you just as you were about to respond. The kitchen door swung open and Jungkook's bodyguard Taeyang stepped in. He froze mid-step, eyes wide in shock at the sight, and he quickly looked away while Jungkook looked at him. What are you doing here? Taeyang looked at him and he was shocked to see this side of his boss wearing an apron and cooking breakfast. Taeyang rubbed the back of his neck awkwardly, trying to process the unexpected scene. I'm sorry, boss. I didn't know you would be cooking. Jungkook rolled his eyes, turning back to his pancakes. Don't invade my personal life, okay? Now why are you here? Taeyang stammered, clearly flustered. I came to give you an update, but should I come back later? Before Jungkook could respond, another figure appeared in the doorway. Jungkook, dear, I thought I heard. Oh my god. Mrs. John walked into the kitchen, her eyes widening as she took in the sight of her son in an apron standing over the stove. Jungkook, are you cooking? You stood up from the counter and came near her. Good morning, Mom. She smiled and hugged you. How are you, my sweetheart? She said lovingly as she loves you more than Jungkook. I'm good. Then she turned towards her son. Jungkook's ear turned a slight shade of pink as he turned to face his mother. Morning, Mom. Yes, I'm cooking. Just trying to spend some time with Ryan. Mrs. John looked between you and Jungkook, a smile tugging at her lips. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. My son, the Mafia boss, cooking breakfast. Jungkook shrugged while a smile on his face. I guess everyone needs a hobby. He couldn't help but to laugh, the whole conversation too amusing. He's actually pretty good at it. You added, giving Jungkook a slight nod. Mrs. John joined in the laughter. Ryan, you have done an amazing job. He needs to learn some family values, and I'm happy to see you're becoming just like me. Jungkook's eyes widened in shock as he looked between you and his mother. Wait, are you two ganging up on me now? You and Mrs. John exchanged a mischievous glance. Oh, absolutely. You know your father wasn't much of a cook either. I had to teach him everything. You giggled. Wow, really, Mom? She looked at you and nodded. Exactly. And look how well that turned out. Now it's your turn to learn, and I'm happy that Ryan is taking that power. Jungkook groaned, playfully dramatic. Great, now I'm getting roasted by both my wife and my mother. Taeyang, who was still standing awkwardly in the doorway, finally spoke up. Boss, I was wondering, can I taste those pancakes too? I love pancakes. Jungkook shot him a mock glare. This is not a hotel. Mrs. John laughed, patting Jungkook on his back. Oh, let him have some, Jungkook. You can join us, Taeyang. Jungkook is in the mood to cook all day today. And you all laugh while Jungkook sighed.